Penelope, you are from the Kalos region. You come from a very high class place in the world. A lot of people in Kalos, like when it comes to fashion, movie stars, overall fame in general, this is one of the few things that can be used to describe the Kalos region. Your family were a bit more of on the Pokemon side of things, though. They are known for being great trainers, specifically your dad and your brother, who's deciding to follow in his footsteps. You, on the other hand, had decided to just been like, you know what, I just want to leave this house. I don't like being here anymore. Even when it came to maybe some problems with some parents or maybe some sibling issues, you just were done with it once you were 18. You just finally decided, I'm out. So you took a boat, and you took it all the way to a place where you could start over, make your own little life for yourself, and go on your own Pokemon journey, and figure out what you want to do with yourself. And that is where you find yourself, in the beautiful New Bark Town. You look around as you come as you come off the ship. This place is extremely quiet and suburban. You see that there are like most people seem to mostly just be in their houses at the minute. It seems to be a bit in the morning. You see some mills as they're just spinning around at the minute as the wind begins to flow through the air. It's nice. It feels relaxing. And as you head down, you know in yourself, you're just like, alright, I need to find the professor's lab so I can get my first Pokemon. And as you walk through the quietness of New Bark Town, you see a man who's just sitting there at the minute at the front of a big house, who seems to be just feeding some small little Pokemon at the moment. You're a bit unfamiliar with them. They definitely aren't from Kalos. But you see at the minute he's just giving them like some little breadcrumb.
I will grudgingly prepare myself, take a deep breath, because hell knows that talking to people is not my thing. But I will take a deep breath and I will go up to him, ask him where the Pokemon lab is.
You walk up to him, and what exactly do you say to this man?
Excuse me, sir. You know where I could find the Pokemon laboratory?
He looks at you and says, "Oh, hello! You must be another trainer. Hello." And he basically goes out to extends a hand to give basically a handshake and says, "I'm Professor Elm, one of the most famous Pokemon professors of Johto. Nice to meet you." Do you shake it?
Out of sheer courtesy and to her own disdain, she goes to shake the man's hand.
Great, it's nice to meet you. Alright. Now I'm assuming you've come here for your first Pokemon?
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. Alright, follow me. I have a list of Pokemon you could choose from. Alright, Penelope. As you go into the lab, you see it's a nice, small but cozy lab. You can tell it's very feels just homey. Feel home. And you basically just see as he says, "Now, follow me, man." Wait, I never got your name. What is it?
My name's Penelope
Well, Penelope.
Von Hagen.
Oh, alright. You see things from him. You sound like sounds like a very classy name. And he sees just like things. He just like ponders on it for a second, but says, "Oh, but don't worry about it. Now, over here, I have 3 Pokemon for you to choose from. We got Cyndaquil, Totodile, and Chikorita. Which do you..."
I can just imagine her like looking over each of them, just like, which one would cause me the least amount of trouble? And so she's like observing them like move around and how they interact with each other, or like imagining it at least. It's like from what research that she's done. She's like, okay.
I'll let you make a check for this, because since you're such a smarty, I want you to make me a check. I want you to roll me your insight along with your lore. So
the cute noise.
1 success. So, what you know from the Johtonian starters, they're pretty famous. All the starter Pokemon from every region are famous in their own way. you know that the one that, if you're trying to think of like the one that caused you the least amount of trouble, it would either be between Chikorita and Cyndaquil. Totodiles are known for being very outgoing creatures.
Chaos.
For the most part. There are some special cases, but yeah, it's mostly them. If you want to like have a better idea of like which would cause you the most to least amount of trouble. The order would go from, if you wanted the least, from like the one that caused you the least to the most, Chikorita, Cyndaquil, and then Totodile.
I'll take Cyndaquil.
Alright, miss. As you take the Pokeball, this Pokeball for Cyndaquil, you finally got it, and you're about to send it out. And as you do, it's empty. How does she respond?
She kind of like stares at it, because she's never seen something like this before. Because she's used to them always coming out. Like everywhere she looks, there's Pokeballs being thrown and poof, poof, poof. So when nothing comes out, she just kind of stands there, staring at it. Kind of relieved.
Just
gonna lie.
Just dumbfounded a little bit. You see, Professor Elm says to you, "Oh right, I apologize for that. A few trainers have already come by here and took some Pokemon from me. But check the other ones. I don't think they took all of them." Which Pokeball do you want to take next?
Chikorita?
You go to take Chikorita's Pokeball. You grab it. You're like, alright, this time. It's empty.
You alone here? Am I getting robbed?
Am I getting robbed? You see his Professor Elm just looks to you and says, "Oh, no, okay, I'm sure this one's still here. This one's still here. You give it a shot, give it a shot." And he hands you the last Pokeball.
She just like stares at it.
What does Penelope do?
Grudgingly, yes.
With a little bit of a, you just open that Pokeball as well. It's empty.
Ah!
Professor Elm's just like, okay, I did give them all. Oh, okay, no worries. I always have a backup plan. You wait right there, and you see as he just runs downstairs. A few moments pass, and he comes back and says, okay, and he comes back with a huge tray. And Penelope, you recognize what are in these trays. These are Pokemon eggs. And she basically says to you, okay, so here's my plan B. I have a benefactor, a few, like a bit of a walk away, after you pass Cherry Grove City. His name's Mr. Pokemon, and he gave me a few Pokemon eggs to hand out to some trainers, just in case if I ever ran out. Well, here's something strange he told me. The moment a trainer puts their hands on these eggs, they will hatch immediately. That's why I've tried to be so careful with them. So, there are a few eggs here, and I want you to pick one that you think would suit you. And I will say this before Penelope does anything. Remember when I asked you to roll me a dice?
Yes.
That what this was for. Penelope takes one of the eggs, and as you put your hands on it, you see as it begins to crack. A Pokemon is slowly emerging. How does Penelope respond?
Her dad's not a breeder, so she's holding it in her hands, but she's like leaning away, kind of like, shit. Is just like, you can't tell if it's disgust or like caution on her face as the egg just crumbling in her hands.
And you just see as the egg begins to crumble, and crumble. You begin to feel that this strange liquid on your hands as it slowly crumples away fully. And you see as this small little Pokemon
What?
emerges into your hands. Oh yes, most fairy. And you see this. That's what you
Look
got.
at it.
Look at the board.
Oh, it's a slug!
Professor Elm just looks at it and
I
says,
got a slug!
"Oh, you got Shellos. That's interesting. Huh. Man, I gotta ask Mr. Pokemon more about these eggs. But okay. Well, I guess yeah, this is your first Pokemon. You got a Shellos." You just see as the Shellos basically just like looks at you and just gives you but a happy smile. And you just see as it go, "Shellos!" And you just see as it slowly just slithers around your arm, leaving an access trail of ooze. You love it,
Just, like,
but you think it's
stares
cute, but
at
the
it.
ooze is very gross and sticky.
Penelope's just staring at the little slug on her arms, in her hands.
Yeah, you see it's it just basically just like crawled up from like your arms, it's on your shoulders, it's slithering like around, like just like slithering like all around basically. And you basically just see as Elm says, "Alright, I'll leave you two for a bit. I'm gonna get you a Pokeball, you can keep it in. I'm gonna be right back." And while he's gone, anything you want to say or do with your new Pokemon?
He is just speechless, honestly. She has no words. She did not expect to get a slug. She did not expect for it to be wet. Did not expect for it to be like she's carrying eggs in her hand. When she woke up today, she did not expect to have a slug on her shoulder. She is just registering everything that's happening in her brain. Just kind of standing there. Slowly, because the Shellos is on her shoulder, she'll turn her head to the side. Just look at it. And then just really heavily.
And you see as you do this, you see the Shellos gives you a cute nuzzle on your cheek. As some slime just like slowly just like shows as it removes its face from your cheek. This one's a very sticky one. And you see as Professor
It's an
Elm's,
especially sticky one?
yes, this one's especially really stickier than regular Shellos.
Bro.
You'll see why in a second when I give you its sheet. Professor Elm comes back and says, "Hello, alright. I'm back, and I got a Pokeball for him." He says, "Alright, after he's in here, you can basically just keep him in here. I'm pretty sure you know the precautions of sending in and out of Pokemon."
Hmm?
Alright then. Alright, Pokeball, go! He throws it, poop. And you see as the Shellos just gets a little poop, and it goes into the ball. You see as the ball shakes once, twice, whoop, 3 times, whoop, and it just stops. And now you have a Shellos. You got your first ever Pokemon. And I am going to add it to your journal. You can look at its sheets, like you can basically look at its character sheet and see its stats and everything. But yeah.
Personally, I'm thrilled by this, but I know Penelope's like, ugh.
Yeah. That's your new buddy now. And Professor Elm says to you, "Alright, well, now, what I need you to do is sign some paperwork." He says this calmly with a smile as well.
Stares at the Pokeball and like,
Yep, start a
she's
Pokemon,
still
don't
covered in ooze.
He says to you, "Yep, start a Pokemon. I don't just hand out Pokemon. You gotta sign some stuff first, also to make sure you don't sue." I had a kid came in here,
Sue?
and his Pokemon bit him. That's how I had him signing some paperwork as well. So, yeah. So you know, just better safe than sorry. So you can head in there with the rest of the kids. There are some kids in there who are signing some paperwork as well, because they recently got some Pokemon too. So you can just basically meet up with them. Maybe you two could have, well, I should say 3. There are 3 of them at the minute, and just have a talk with them. Sound good?
Oh.
Great.
She just like takes out like You know those little like packets of wet cloths that you get? He just takes that out and like starts like wiping the gunk off her.
Ah, okay. And he basically said, Elm afterwards basically said, all right, here's a pen and paper, and I'll leave you to it. And he basically takes you towards the room, and that is where I'll end it for today.